Gentleman from Texas is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank the chairman. Ambassador Eisen, a quick question. Is the Biden campaign guilty of interference in the 2020 election?
No.
Did President Biden say repeatedly, and did the Biden administration repeatedly declare the Hunter Biden laptop Russian disinformation?
I am not an authority on the statements or on the laptop.
I mean, come on. Was that not repeatedly stated by the President of the United States and the President's campaign? For example, did President Biden not say in a debate, look, there are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plan. They have said this has all the characteristics. 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties, said what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except him and his good friend Rudy Giuliani, and they go through and talk about it. Was that not a central feature of the campaign in 2020 by President Biden?
I do think it's very important to distinguish between the vigorous debate that we've seen here today, extremely vigorous, and a violation of
Was Hunter Biden convicted this week based on evidence obtained in that laptop?
In part, yes.
Yes. Hunter Biden was convicted this week in information that was brought out from that laptop, which President Biden and his campaign repeatedly referred to as disinformation in the 2020 campaign. So the former president is or is not guilty, or is not, engaged in activity that could be described as election interference.
There's a difference between falsifying documents to cover up and
let's talk
to
about
interfere
that.
with an election by, if I may finish my sentence.
No. It's just my time.
There is a difference between breaking the law and political debate.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What is the first date of a crime that is alleged to have been committed by President Trump? The actual date of the crime.
The date of the initial crimes were when the conspiracy to interfere with the 2016 election was formed in August 2015 at Trump Tower, when David Pecker, an independent witness, testified that he, Mr. Cohen, and Mr. Trump agreed on a conspiracy to violate New York law.
Was it not the crime that Alvin Bragg alleged first committed was on February 14th, 2017?
That is
the actual crime?
That is when the cover-up occurred. That is a different element of the crime. The conspiracy began August 2015.
The fact of the matter is, and for what? Are NDAs illegal?
When an NDA is used to facilitate an illegal campaign contribution, over $127,000 in excess of the legal limits, yes. It is a means. It is an unlawful means.
As the gentleman from Kentucky just pointed out, the absurdity of that assertion is plain based on what he was just making in his case. But the fact is, you have in February of 2017, well after the 2016 election, the first crime that is even referenced in what the District Attorney Bragg was doing. And I would just ask Mr. Traynor, do you see the problem here in terms of the timing? And then can you add an element here in my last minute on the extent to which the FEC and importantly the Department of Justice, as you alluded to in your testimony, failed to pursue this, or not failed, chose not to pursue this?
Thank you, Congressman. The Department of Justice investigated this very vigorously. In fact, they asked the Federal Election Commission to abate our proceedings for over a year for them to go in and investigate this. They investigated all of the individuals involved in all of the money that was being talked about in this idea that there was some sort of conspiracy. They took to a grand jury and got nothing back from it. The only reason that they ultimately concluded to prosecute Mr. Cohen is because he admitted to a crime in a plea deal. And then they bundled all that back up and shipped it over to the FEC and said, here you go, guys, but your statute of limitations is run. You can't investigate anything either.
See, my time has expired. I yield back.